Hey!
Hey.
So we're doing something a little different today. We wanted to share with you some things that were gifted to us from a very good friend of ours.
Yeah.
And we have been very lucky to have been able to own these, and we thought it'd be kind of cool to share with you some of the things that we have that maybe you haven't seen on our channel before. So come along, take a look.
If I could take you up in boom, 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 tell me I'm the only one that you know. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
First of all, I wanted to share these amazing Acrocanthosaurus prints. This one here is probably 200 pounds or so. It's massive. This came out of Texas, in the area that we live in, and it is in amazing condition. This was gifted to us by a viewer of our YouTube channel turned friend, Ernie, and we are ecstatic to have this on display. One of my personal favorites. And along with that very large one, I have two smaller Acrocanthosaurus prints, both from the same area here. Also gifted to us by our friend. I never thought I'd own anything like this. I'm really enjoying sharing it with you, and the basic fact that they roamed the earth. It's incredible to think about. Behind it, I do have a photo of the print in its original place where it was found in the limestone. That is the larger print that I showed you, and then there beside it would be an Acrocanthosaurus. Figured it was fitting. This is the Plesiosaur Vertebrae. Most people recognize it as the long-necked marine reptile similar to the Loch Ness Monster. However, not all of them had a long neck. Certain species did, and certain species had a shorter neck. This is a pretty rare find here in Texas. I've never personally been lucky enough to find one, so when we were gifted this, I was over the moon. I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces, and I will cherish it for years to come. This is the Mastodon vertebra. It probably weighs a good 15 pounds or so. Not easy to hold in one hand, that's for sure. It is quite amazing, if I don't say so myself. Honored to have the ability to own this and keep it and look at it in my own little personal museum. And then this very awesome mammoth tooth, one of my personal favorites, has a really fantastic detail on it. You can see the grooves on it, the fantastic detail. It's incredible to be holding something like this with so much history. Sometimes it's hard to believe that this is what I actually have, what I'm holding in my hand. Take a look at the detail up close. Really amazing. Another piece I really enjoy is this piece of mammoth tusk. You can see all the details in the material. It's crazy to think that they once inhabited Texas and that there could potentially be some buried underneath me right now, underneath this house even. Here is a ground sloth vertebra. It's the only ground sloth that we have personally. Pretty neat. I know they find a lot of ground sloth in the North Sulphur River, but again, I've never been able to find any, have never been lucky enough. Giant ground sloths were a very interesting mammal. Pretty cool. A lot of the fossils in this cabinet we also found, but we did mix them with the goodies that were given to us. And I've got some really neat septarians that we found and other odds and ends kind of just mixed in. One of the other really cool things in our collection is I've taken a lot of Mosasaur vertebrae and laid them out to mimic a spine. Of course, these all came from various different mosasaurs. I did get the inspiration to do this from our friend who gifted us some of these fossils, and I really like the way that it came out, just the way that it's presented. While I'm at it, I'll show you some of our personal finds. This is our shelf of Mosasaur that we like to display. In the back here are several really nice vertebrae and some really neat teeth. Underneath that are some coprolites, also known as poop. This one here is one of my personal favorites. You can see it still has a tooth inside of the jaw. And also on top, this is where the tooth would have gone. Several different jaw sections. And in the back here is some Globidens teeth, which is more rare to find. We have a lot more than this, but this is all we can display. We would need more cabinets, some of our personal favorites. These are our personal artifact finds. We found all of these in various different locations all over Texas, different bird points, some knives, various Gary points. I do believe this one in particular is the oldest in our collection. I cannot remember off the top of my head what it is right now. That back there is a pot that I found in Taos, New Mexico. I left it where it was out of respect. I did not bring it home, but I did make a graphic to remind myself of it. I'd say we found all of these in about a year. It's almost time to get back out and start looking again now that summer's rolling around, so I'm excited to see what we can find. And the ammonite there, we found that in the Red River on our last trip we took with some friends on our canoe. It was a great adventure. It was one of my favorites that I found right by our canoe, and so it is on display here as well. Some more of the various artifacts we have found. There are several pieces of pottery in there. Some of them are really nicely incised. You can still see the markings on them. These came out of Texas. And back there is a mano, which was a grinding stone used to grind corn and other foods to eat. And in the here is also various pieces of flint or chert, broken tips, and things that aren't displayed in the bottom cabinet of points. Here is some of our Indian pottery, also gifted to us by our friend. They are mostly whole. We like to keep them in here safe so that nothing happens to them. Love them. I look at them and I think of all the history that went into this, how long ago it was, and the craftsmanship of the people that put these together so long ago. And these other pots were also gifted to us at the same time by our friend. These are more whole than the other ones, in spectacular condition. Johnny pieced that one back together out of pieces. Very, very lucky to have these. Very appreciative to have been given such magnificent things for our collection. And here is another one that was gifted to us. This one is a Mississippian water bottle. He acquired these long ago, I'd say 30, 35, 40 years ago. And this one kind of reminds me of the one that I found in house but left behind. So when he gave it to me, I kind of made a squeal like a little girl, basically. Here are some of my personal favorite things that I own, and these are from the Badlands, a place we've never personally been able to go to. I wish one day that we can go there. These are the teeth and vertebra of an oreodont. And then over here, I have some Titanothere vertebra and also teeth. This piece here is also from an oreodont, part of the skull. Also have this really neat little skull piece here from the Badlands as well. Same area. This is some of the tooth material from the Titanothere, which was kind of like a rhinoceros. Very similar to. I love these pieces. They bring me a lot of joy. Also have a giant armadillo scoot from the Badlands as well. This is really cool. I do not have any other material like this. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Check out some of our favorite pieces in our collection, some of our favorite finds. It's been really fun sharing them with you, and until next time.